morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I am Saskia, aka Sassy Colouring, and I am here with another video getting to know you, the colorist. The colorist that I had the absolute honour of interviewing this month was the outstanding Denise Almeida. This woman is beautiful inside and out, and I am so happy that I got to speak to her. This woman has supported me since the very beginning of my colouring book journey, and it was just an absolute pleasure to get to know her on a more personal note, and I definitely think that we will become even more firm friends. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is my absolute pleasure to introduce you to Denise Almeida.
Okay, so Denise, thank you ever so much for agreeing to do this with us and for being here. So my first question or thing I would like to ask you is just to tell me a bit about yourself. Tell me who you are.
Okay, so I have 5 daughters. I'm 38 years old. I have an amazing husband. I've had a pretty rough life growing up. I'm a recovering drug addict, 8 years.
Oh, well done.
And you know, I've just been through so much in my life that now I'm at a safe place.
Good.
And a happy place.
Yeah.
But my 5 daughters, 3 of them are moved out. I have the 2 younger ones at home. So
Yeah.
that's me. I am what you see.
Yeah. My eldest daughter moved out last year as well. And it's just one thing I think as a parent you never get prepared for. You know your children are going to leave home at some point, but when they actually leave, it's the worst thing.
Sometimes though, you got to give them that little push because sometimes they don't want to leave.
Yeah, I think that was them trying to ungrip my fingers from them and being like, Mom, I'm going. It's like, nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Which was my first to leave, so yeah, another few years yet. So what got you into colouring?
I've always colored. Even when I was a little girl, I remember I was about 7 or 8 years old. And I thought it was the coolest thing. My mom went out and she got me the 64 set of Crayola, but it was like a limited edition and it came with like a little stand.
Oh, cool.
And it was summertime, but I sat at the patio doors with my crayon set and my coloring books. And I sat there for hours coloring. I literally fell asleep with a crayon in my hand.
Oh.
When I woke up, though, my crayons had started melting because they had sat in the sun.
Oh.
Yeah, I was so upset. But then I stopped coloring because, I mean, as you grow up and you become a teenager, they kind of just get shoved in a closet, right? You're so much more focused on everything else. But what started me back on coloring was when I quit doing the drugs. It was something for me to focus on.
Okay.
And I had seen books and stuff in the stores, and I said to hubby, I said, you know, I'm going to try this and see how it goes. And I've been addicted ever since.
Oh, that's good. It does. It gives a lot of people kind of a different focus. Even, you know, yourself in the colouring community, there are a lot of people who are quite sick. And it kind of refocuses them when they're kind of not feeling so well, or it gives us all something else to focus on, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a great therapy. So
So when you look for a colouring book or a colouring page, what is it that you look for when you kind of decide, right, this is what I'm going to colour today?
I don't actually look for anything specific. When I see a page or a picture, I have to see it, if it makes any sense, I have to see it in my head colored.
Yeah.
I don't know if it makes sense, but when you look at a blank page, I can see the color and how I want to go with it. If I can't get into that good fit where I know I'm not going to enjoy myself coloring it, then I won't color it.
Yeah, no.
That's the only thing that's how I choose my coloring pages, honestly.
Awesome. Yeah. I was actually showing my husband the book that I'm finishing now, and I was going through the pages and I was saying, this is wrong with this one and this is wrong with this one and I need to change that. And he was like, why would you change it? It looks good. And I was like, well, because if you color it, there's going to be green here and green here and green here and green. It's all green. So unless you can kind of visualize what you want, sometimes it really does make sense.
I mean, I like the fact that you don't have to color, you know, a tree green or the sky blue. It can be different colors, and that's what I picture when I look at a picture.
Awesome.
It's different colors, different ways I can do it.
Yeah.
Without making it look, you know, so, you know, the sky is blue, the grass is green. That's it.
Yeah.
You know?
It doesn't have to be realistic. Every time you do it, it could be whimsical or
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So have you got a favorite coloring page that you've ever done?
I have a few, and believe it or not, they're all yours. They're all from you. You've always been my go-to colorist when I can't figure out what I want to color.
Oh.
So, and my youngest daughter, she's autistic, and she loves all the pictures that I've colored.
Yeah.
But she always goes to the Sassy pictures. So I actually made her a board of all the pictures that she liked that I colored by you.
Aww.
So, and she hangs it in her room. So I told her, I said, bring me down the board.
Oh, yeah. That's
so nice. I can use it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have to take pictures of it and let us see it because we'd love to see
it.
Yeah. Oh, or you can show us now if you've got it now.
I can show you.
Yes.
I don't know if you can see it, but.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. The one on this one right here was the very first Sassy picture I ever colored.
It was one of the very first ones I drew. Don't look at it too close.
But it was one of the first ones that caught my eye, and that's honestly, I got hooked on it ever since. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's good, and I'm glad your daughter likes them. So, do you have an item that you can't live without in your coloring world? Mine, I think, are I think it's a white pen, a white gel pen. No matter what I do, I always have to have that. So have you got one of those kind of can't live without items?
I actually have 3.
Okay.
One is my electric sharpener.
Okay.
I love my electric sharpener. I saw your video on the pencil sharpeners, and I'm like you. I can't turn the sharpener. I have to turn the pencil.
Yeah.
I cannot do the whole handheld thing. I break the legs every time.
Yeah.
So my electric sharpener, it does its thing, and I like it the way it is.
Yeah.
The second thing is my electric eraser.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because the electric erasers, these right here, they come with different ends.
Yeah.
They have smaller ends, they have bigger ends, and I love them because you can get into the corners.
Yeah.
And my third one is my absolute, I never go without, is my blender pencils.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to kind of do different things with blending because normally my go-to is like the white pencil or the blending stamps or tortilla, whatever. So I'm trying to use different mediums, but every time I come back to the white pencil or the stamp.
Well, it makes the picture look smooth. I don't know what it is. It just smooths out the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I don't even know how I colored without it for years.
Yeah, that's how I felt with the pencil sharpener, because I was like, oh, why would you spend so much money on a sharpener? You can get them for get them free with most things. And then when I got my Red Helix one, and I was like, my life, it's now complete. I don't know how I lived without it before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, we sit back and I was looking back at some of my pictures that I've done, and I'm going, wow, like that is a huge change from when I first started till now.
Yeah. It's lovely when you can look back and see like a progression, even if you do it just purely for a hobby, to be able to see where you start and where you go to. It's fab.
It actually is cool to see. I was going through my pictures yesterday and I was like, holy cow, I literally have 5 binders filled with pictures. I honestly didn't even realize I had that many pictures I had colored over the years till I started going through them. I was like, oh my gosh, I've actually colored this much.
Yeah.
But,
oh, that's good. Yeah. So you're admin in a lot. You kind of run a lot of coloring groups, so you see a lot of pictures every day.
Yes.
Is there anything that you like, dislike about being an admin? Do you know the coloring community can get a bit crazy at times, but there are so many good points.
Yeah. The one thing I really like about being an admin in the different groups is the fact that I like seeing the variety and the different stages people are at.
Mm.
I love seeing, you know, how people are trying different techniques every time they try coloring, or, you know, you can see the difference, and I love seeing their coloring journey.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, you get new people that have just started coloring, and you've got people that have been coloring for years.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I love seeing the variety and how far they can come and how far they can go.
Yeah.
The thing I dislike is rude people.
Did they come
Honestly,
to them?
I do not like when people try to put down other colors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's I mean, they don't last long in my groups because they're gone as fast as they can speak the filth that comes out of their mouth. But everybody is at a different stage. Like I said, everybody is at a different stage. It's all for fun. It's all coloring. You know, you shouldn't be putting somebody down because at one point you were at that stage.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Nobody should be putting anybody down. And I always try to encourage my members to post their pictures.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what they look like. Post them.
Yeah.
That's my main thing. Post them so we can see the artwork you do and the beauty behind it, because it takes a lot of love and care to do something like that.
Yeah.
So,
for sure. Yeah.
That's my encouragement, you know, just post. It doesn't matter what the haters are going to say, or, you know, whatever.
It's kind of few and far between that you get somebody that's got something bad to say. Most of the time, everybody's so supportive and everybody's so kind of happy just to see new colorists and new artists and stuff. But you are right. There's that one every now and again that comes in, causes a fuss. But it is nice to see them get booted.
The other thing I don't like, and hate is a strong word, but a very strong word. But I hate when people try to take advantage of the kindness of others.
Yeah.
Like when they try to take advantage of colorists and artists like yourself for just the free pictures.
Yeah.
There's more to it than just a free picture. I've had a few members come into the group and ask for free pictures from artists, and you're going, no, like, it doesn't work like that. You just don't come here and say, hey, does anybody have any free pictures?
Yeah. I think for me, it's kind of a weighing scale that as much as people support artists want to support people. So like in a pandemic now where people are stuck for money, I've tried to put out more free pages so that if you want to color, you haven't got to have money to buy. Obviously the books are still for sale and whatever, but that there's usually stuff that they can go to if you haven't got money, because it's not just for people who have money, and we've all had those times. You have 5 children, know what it's like, where you're sitting there thinking,
oh yes, I've sacrificed quite a bit. Sacrificed quite a bit just, you know, so my kids can eat and whatnot, you know. Yeah,
and we've all been in that boat. We've all had a time where just life is not going right, and I think especially now during a pandemic, it's happening for everybody.
Oh yeah.
But when somebody comes to me and says, do you have this, do you have that, do you have the other, if I can give it, have it. But then, like you said, there are the ones who keep coming back and they're like, can I have more? Can I have more? And then you're like, no, that's enough now. Yeah,
absolutely. But those are the only 2 things I dislike is, you know, be nice to other colorists. and just don't take advantage of the kindness of artists and stuff, because it's just not, it just gives you a bad name, and you don't want that.
Yeah.
I mean, coloring's supposed to be fun.
Yeah. So we're going to talk now about your dream coloring book. So if you could commission any coloring book, you any size, any shape, any artist you want thrown in there, 10 different artists, what would it look like? Tell me what your dream coloring book would look like.
Okay. So that was one of the questions. I kind of sat there and I went, honestly, I thought about it, and I would take, my kids love animals, anything cute, fluffy, anything. So I just thought to myself, what about doing something like a coloring book of favorite animals from family and friends?
Oh, nice.
Something like that. Like, I love the koala. My one daughter loves pandas. My other one loves penguins, stuff like that. Everybody has a say, and I have a lot of people I could ask. So I figured about 50 pages would be good.
Yeah.
Regular size coloring book. Of course, your style of art and a few other artists, but that's pretty much all it would be.
Yeah. It's just when I don't buy so many coloring books because I've never got time to actually sit down and color, but when I do buy coloring books, they've got to be something that I can just relax with, just not have to think too much about, just sit and it's nice throw colors.
It's nice when you know the artist's work, how they lay the work down, and it makes it that much easier to buy an artist book. Because you already know the style, you already know what you're getting. And that's what I like about it.
Fab. So you've been a long-term supporter of mine on Patreon, but I know you support an awful lot of artists on Patreon. It's got a bit of a stigma to it. I'm not sure why, because I think it's a fabulous platform.
It is. I love it.
But your kind of journey on Patreon, is there things that you disliked about it? Did you find it an easy site to work with?
I found it's an easy site to work with. Some tiers for different artists are a lot different. I mean, your tiers, you get a lot more, and some artists you get, you choose like the first or second tier and you get nothing but, a newsletter or whatever. You don't really get much out of it. But other than that, I mean, you get to know what's going on with the artist. You get to know, what's happening and what their thoughts are on certain things. And, I like reading about it because that way you know where their head's at.
I definitely like about it. There's more of a community, and that I feel kind of the people that are on Patreon, we seem to have a more kind of intimate relationship because you get to have those one-to-ones. So for me, that was the kind of driving force behind Patreon, and having those people that you're not sitting down and doing a book, so I don't have to sit down and draw 40 images that kind of are themed. So with my Patreon pages, I feel like my mind just goes mad because I can draw whatever I want, and I feel like
that's it, right?
Comes out of that.
I love a lot of your Patreon pictures because usually you don't see that stuff in your books, and you're going, why is she not doing this in her book? Come on now.
It's because I can't draw 40 different things to do with that one page.
Exactly, right?
I sat down through one of the last pages to my book, and my husband said to me, what are you drawing today then? And I was like, another gnome. I'm going to draw more gnomes. I'm so sick of gnomes. I've enjoyed drawing the pages.
Thing right now. It's the in thing right now. It's gnomes. Everybody's doing it.
I know. And I started this one ages ago, so I was like, oh, should I just abandon this one and start a different? I was like, no, you're getting no.
You're not allowed to abandon any of your work in progress.
No, these gnomes, they're it just seemed like it was a long time getting all the pictures together, and
yeah,
but it's finished.
That's good. The brain of an artist, nothing is ever perfect, I found.
Or
I have found, yeah. Do you know, my literal work in progress folder is like this. Because you start coloring a picture and then you're like, that doesn't look right. I don't like it. You just kind of throw it aside and start something else.
Yeah. Well, for the 40-page book, I've drawn about 60, 65 images. Because I draw one, I think, oh, that's nice. Oh, yeah, but it doesn't fit. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, but not really. So, yeah. So you have a really kind of full life. Again, even if some of your children have moved out, being a mom, they're just always there. So how do you find time to color?
I'm a night hawk. I'm a night owl. So I color at night.
Okay.
Usually when everything's pretty much settled down. My girls are pre-teens and teenagers. Like I have my 13-year-old and my 12-year-old. Pardon me. They like their gaming. So right now they're doing online school.
Yeah.
So they're home anyways. But once they're done doing online schooling, they come down, they grab a snack, they grab a drink, and they run back upstairs to their gaming systems. That's it. I don't see them.
Yeah.
You know, they come down for food and that's about it.
Yeah.
And if there's no food, you hear, oh, there's nothing good to eat, Mom. So yeah, that's where I find the time to color. I don't know. I can't get my coloring mojo going in the morning for some reason. I know a lot of people like coloring in the mornings when they get up and, you know, that's their thing that they do because there's nothing else to do usually. But me, my coloring mojo kind of flows from the evening into the night.
Yeah. I think it's when you get up in the morning, for me, you've got so many other things on your mind. You've got like what to do for the kids and food and cleaning and all that stuff. And then when you're kind of settling down in the night, then you can kind of calm down, relax.
Yeah, you can focus on, you know, the colors. And I find when my brain is chaotic, my colors don't go right on the paper. Yeah. As crazy as that sounds.
Yeah.
It may sound weird. It may sound weird to some people when they watch the video, but that's, I don't know. If your brain's chaotic, to me, it just, your picture just radiates it. Yeah.
I definitely think that whatever mood you're in, it comes out in your drawing, in your coloring. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool. So I know that you do have, I'm not going to call it a hobby because it's more of a business. I've seen your resin art and it's fab. But do you have any other hobbies? And then tell us a bit about your resin work.
The only other thing I really like to do and I really get focused into is reading. I love reading. I love reading fiction books. Believe it or not, R.L. Stine was one of my favorites growing up, and I still read them to this day. I don't care if they're based for teenagers, I still read it. But that's the only other thing I do other than my business, my resin business. It's called Unique Reflections. I make coasters, keychains, whatever you want. I use silicone molds to make what the customer requests.
Yeah.
And no two are alike, actually. Not one of them is actually identical. That's why they're unique.
Yeah.
And hence the name, because it's reflected by you into the piece of work I do. And it's also unique. So
yeah, no, I think that's one of my favorite things about buying anywhere is that if you've got a one-off piece, it's worth so much more. Because if you give it as a gift or if it's just for you, whatever, nobody else has got one the same. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
So now we get to do the fun either or. And as I said,
it should be interesting.
Yeah. Just whatever comes into your head, because that's how he did it.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? 7-year-olds can just pop things into their head. When we're older, it takes a little longer to think.
Yeah. Even looking at these, I'm like, okay, so number 1, Chinese or Indian food?
Chinese.
Oh, me too. Yeah. Flip-flops or slippers?
Oh, that's a hard one. As soon as the weather gets warm, my flip-flops come out.
I'm the same, yeah. And then when it's too wet to walk in them, where your feet slip out, that's when the shoes have to change. Yeah.
Exactly.
Skiing or surfing?
I've done neither.
I haven't.
So if I had a choice, probably surfing, because I love the water.
Yeah. Skiing just looks dangerous, and I'm really accident prone. So that just for me would be a no-no.
Yeah, snow is not, no. You can't control snow. You can't control water, but snow is a lot harder to control.
Yeah. Okay, so a pet fish or a pet lizard?
Fish, for sure.
Oh. Okay.
I do not like reptiles. They creep me out.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love lizards.
Hubby had a 20-foot albino python in our house when my kids were younger, and that thing looked at my kids like they were pork chop. I said, "Get it out! I don't want it."
Oh, my very first pet was a snake. Yeah, the very first pet I ever had was a snake.
Yeah.
Okay, his next question is television or a book?
Book.
Awesome. Art festival or music festival?
Depends on the music at the festival, I guess.
Yeah.
Probably art festival.
Yeah. I'm the same as you. I kind of, if it's good music, I'll go to the music festival, and if it's good art, I'll go to the art festival. We'll see. Yeah. Casual or formal?
Casual. All the way.
All the way. Yeah. Day or night?
Night.
I don't know. We've managed to get the same one again. It's got book or movie, which is kind of the same as television. But I suppose, would you rather read the book or see the movie?
That's a hard one too. I'd rather read the book. There's more details. And movies just kind of embellish all the details.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, they make it bigger than what it is in the book.
Yeah.
I mean,
a lot of time they kept
you can imagine it.
Yeah.
When you're reading it, you can imagine it in your head, and then you see the movie and you're going, that is not what I saw.
Yeah. I've had that happen so many times. Right, this one for my son Tristan is a real personal one. Ketchup or mayo?
Mayo. Honestly, mayo.
I think if you asked him this question, he could spend about an hour to deciding, and it's still, he wouldn't know. He'd be like, ketchup or mayo? Ketchup
I know. My kids are the same. You put the two of them, or if you add in ranch dressing, and they're going, uh-oh.
Yeah. Okay, watch or play sports?
Watch. Definitely watch. I used to play volleyball when I was in high school, but that's the only sport I actually really enjoyed playing was volleyball.
Yeah. His next one, wine or beer?
Neither. I don't drink. I actually, the first time I ever got drunk, I was 15, and one of my best friend's moms wasn't home, and we invited a couple boys over, and we got drunk off of her mom's wine. So I can't stand the smell of wine. Yeah.
Digital or an analog watch?
Analog.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah. More time or more money?
Time. Definitely time.
A new house or a new car?
Both would be nice.
Yeah.
Probably a new house. I mean, I rent the house I'm in, and it's a rented house. What can you say? But a new house of my own, yeah. That would be nice.
Yeah. I always had this, because we rent as well. I always dream of kind of building my own house.
Absolutely, me too. And you can envision it and how you would want it. And, you know, everything is just perfect, right?
Yeah. I don't know who's going to clean it because it's huge, but this in my brain, I know what I want.
There you go.
A book or Kindle?
I'd rather have the book in my hand. I don't know what it is about the feel of a book. Like I read on my Kindle all the time, but if I have the actual hard copy of the book, I'd rather hold it in my hand. I don't know. It's just the feeling.
Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah. Would you rather cook or clean?
Cook. Who likes cleaning?
I don't know. There are some people who like it, but I think they need help. This again, very personal to Tristan. America or Europe?
I'd say Europe, honestly.
Yeah.
They're and nothing against America. I just don't want anybody to take offense to it. Just Europe has so much. Like, I know America has lots of history, but Europe has so many architectural history that is still standing.
Yeah.
And still there for you to go see. And the beauty of Europe is absolutely just breathtaking.
Yeah.
I've been to Portugal where my parents were born and stuff. And I loved it. I mean, I was 5, 6, but I still remember every detail and everything about it. And it's just that, like, it's memorable. You cannot forget it.
Yeah. I think for Tristan,
definitely Europe.
Yeah, we kind of go to Malta for where my family live.
Okay.
And we went to Portugal maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and it rained the whole time. So if you ask Tristan to go to Portugal, he's like, no. Whereas America to him is roller coasters, theme parks, Mickey Mouse. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We'll get back there one day.
They have it in Japan too.
Yeah. And I asked the kids, should we maybe try Japan instead of going to America? Because we were there twice already.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, that's obviously not the real Disney World.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. All right. Calm down.
All right.
And then we worked it out and it was more expensive. So I was like, oh, yeah, we'll go back to America.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. So his next one is sushi or tacos?
Tacos. I don't like sushi.
Oh, I love sushi. It's my new thing.
I don't like it. I don't know if it was just a bad experience I had with the sushi I ate or what. It just did not taste right. And I'm like, either my taste buds are bad or this is just nasty.
Yeah. And I always think some sushi is too fishy. And when I say I love fish, but I don't like fishy fish, and people are like, what? It's all fishy, but you know what I mean. Like,
I know what you mean.
Fish, yeah.
But when you live in Europe or you've grown up on different kinds of fish and stuff, which is big in Europe, I mean, fish is a huge market down there. But when you've tried different kinds of fish, then you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
When I mean, a lot of the time when you say, oh, you know, like you were saying, fishy fish or just regular fish, it's just fish. No, there's a big difference in the taste of each fish.
Yeah, I grew up in
But people who don't eat it don't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Swansea, where I grew up, they have cockles. And most people have never heard of cockles, let alone eaten them. And they eat a lot of lava bread, which is seaweed. Oh, I used to love it. Love it. But try getting it anywhere else. So whenever I go home back to Wales, that's what I want. Lava bread and cockles.
You always go back for your comfort food, right?
Yeah. And other people are like, oh, that's disgusting.
Maybe to you, but I love it.
Yeah. Okay, so your last one, and then I promise I'll leave you go, is sunrise or sunset?
What was that? Sunrise or sunset?
Yeah.
I like sunsets. I think they're prettier.
Yeah, oh, that's my daughter. I just turned it off. I went to Malta, and my uncle said he had a caravan down on the beach, and he said, look, go down to the beach, because we went for our anniversary. We didn't have the kids. It was immense. And he goes, if you get up at 5:30, you can watch the sunrise, and it's beautiful. So I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this. Set my alarm, got up at 5:30, watched the sunrise, cried a bit. I was like, that was so beautiful. So now I'm all for sunrises.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess one of my dates with my husband was, we were at the beach and we saw the sunset. So I've just been, we just sat on the beach, just nothing in particular, just, we're not picky about anything. Just.
Yeah, I think when you're with the right person, you don't have to be anywhere spectacular. You don't have to do anything spectacular. It's about the company, not the position that you're in.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah. It's always nice to have that bit of support.
Yeah, he's been my support for 16, almost 17 years. So. Yeah.
Well, thank you ever so much for giving me your time.
Thank you.
And
I had fun.
Lovely to talk to you. Yeah. It is good fun.
It was fun.
It's a good thing that's come out of COVID is Zoom is forcing us to kind of find new ways to interact and to speak to people. And this is one thing COVID has done right.
Yeah, I honestly recommend colorists getting interviewed by you. You're a lot of fun.
It's either fun or strange. It's
well, strange is good too. I'd rather strange than.
All right. Well, thank you ever so much, and I'm going.
Thank you, darling.
But again, thank you so much.
So I cut us off there because despite saying goodbye 3 or 4 times, we then went on to talk for another half an hour or so about completely uncolouring related stuff, family life, all kinds of rubbish that we found very interesting, but I don't think you guys wanted to hear. So, number 1, I would just like to say thank you ever so much to Denise for taking part. Number 2, if you would like to be part of this colorist interview, then just send me a message either on Facebook or in the comments below. I'm happy to talk to anyone and everyone. It's such a fun experience to kind of get to know everybody just that little bit better. If you enjoyed the video, then show us some love by giving it a like. If you're not a subscriber, then consider hitting the subscribe button so you'll see all future videos. To help you do that, you click the notification bell and it should notify you every time I upload a new video. If you were already subscribed, then just have a check over to see that you still are. YouTube does like to kick you off every now and again and subscribe some people just to keep us on our toes. For now, that's all from me. I would just like to say thank you again to everybody for watching. Stay safe. And as always, stay sassy.